Hi everyone, underneath this blanket I have a surprise for you all. Now you'll remember not long ago I sold the Indeset because I didn't like its spin programming and it was becoming quite annoying to deal with every cycle because it's got 4 tumbles between every burst, 6 bursts every spin, and each spin takes 10-12 minutes. So yeah, a bit annoying to say the least. Anyway, you may recall a few months ago I mentioned about potentially bringing in a brand new machine, of which I didn't specify anything really. I asked some general questions about it, like some story polls, things like that, what people like, what people recommend. I didn't really use those, to be honest, with my decision. I kind of forgot that I did them and went looking for machines, and to say it took ages to decide would be an understatement. As you know, I'm not good at making decisions with washing machines, but I did finally make a decision, and I'm hoping that I'm going to love what's under here. So without further ado, let's reveal what's underneath the cover, shall we? There we go. This is a Heya HW100 B1439 NS8. I believe I remembered that correctly. Already I'm liking the design of it. The heat shield on here, let me kind of turn my light away slightly, is not very dark. Like I can see inside the drum through that, so that's already a great start. And there's some kind of protective packaging, polystyrene thing inside the drum, so that's great. Don't know if you can see that under there. The display looks quite nice. Nice clear program selector, and I like the colour as well. So yeah, so far I'm impressed with the design of it. There is a small tear down at the bottom, but I don't think that's anything major to worry about. So yeah, well, let's get it unboxed. Right, let's unbox this thing then. Start from the top. Oh, this is not easy to get into. Let's cut along the top. Now, for some reason this side doesn't want to come off as easily. Some big transit bolts. Anyway, that's nice. I like that they've done that, so it's attached to the lid. That's quite a nice touch. I mean, hopefully I won't get static shock touching the top. Yeah, because I hate getting static shocked. To use this. Right, we've got energy label and stuff in here. That's nice. I'll look at that more in a minute. This looks so nice. The finish on this is brilliant. That's nicer than I expected it to be. Buttons feel alright. Oh. Oh, that's a bit stiff. But it's got a nice big nice big drawer. Let me show you quick. Well, nice big drawer there. So that's nice. What is this? Don't know what that was, but yeah. Brilliant. Right, let's continue. So, next thing, let's take that off without damaging the paint. That's quite a heavy door. I'm surprised. Okay. How do you take that out? Oh, you press them together. I see. Oh, I love the smell of new washers. It smells amazing. We got the hose pipe and also the drainage bracket too. There we go. I actually get it on the camera. So that's good. I'll put that just on top for now. And we've also got, I guess these are anti-vibration strips. An interesting spin brake. Such a nice drum. I purposely chose this model instead of a higher end one because I like the drum. That's literally the only reason. That's a lie. I also prefer this panel to the iPro series panels because I know iPro series 3 also has that drum. So it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons. Like I was thinking about an iPro series 7, but obviously they've got the different drum. So yeah. Right, I've got to remove it off of the bottom bit, so I want to do that off camera because that's going to be a nightmare. This feels very heavy compared to the Indesit, and it's definitely heavy compared to the LG. So yes, anyway, I'll see you afterwards. Right, I've got it off the bottom bit, so now let's peel off the protective covers. Yeah, that heat shield's fine. There's a protective cover on the display too, let's get rid of that. See, that looks a lot better without the protective cover on the display. This shows fingerprints so easily. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Right, transit bolts next. So what I'm going to do is turn the machine round. Actually, number one, I'll take you behind the machine and we'll remove the transit bolts from there. Right, let's try and get these transit bolts off then. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Start with this one. That's the long way, isn't it? I'll get there eventually. It's much bigger than like Hotpoint and Indesit ones. That's for certain. And I hope they're easier to remove too. Like to get the actual rubber and plastic part out. Oh my god, okay. Hey, not as bad as Hotpoint and Indesit. I think I can do the rest by myself. On Hotpoint and Indesit machines, they are so difficult to remove that but on this it's luckily a lot easier. I also noticed the drain pipe's very short on this, which should be alright, but See, that one came out just instantly. Why couldn't the top one have done that? Right, bottom two, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll do it anyway while I'm here. I'll plumb it in off camera because it's going to take a lot of machine removing and stuff. I'm not using the pipe that came with the machine because it's a nightmare to get the pipes in underneath the sink because it's very, very tight under the sink, which is part of the problem I had before when originally installing the Indesit and the LG together so that they could both work. Speaking of which, you probably noticed I haven't been using Zanussi for the past few washes. I've used LG, and what you wouldn't have noticed is in the last video of the LG I actually did the cycle by manually filling a machine with water, because obviously we've got one pipe and a two-way splitter. So because the Zanussi was put into storage, obviously I couldn't run the pipe, couldn't run the water supply through the pipe. So I had to fill it up through the drawer, which isn't a massive problem, but a bit of an inconvenience because then it takes a lot of water. Just going to check how stiff the suspension is. That's nice and soft, just like Zanussi. Right, I'll turn it round, get it into position and get it all plumbed. So it's all plumbed in and installed. Let's turn it on. Oh, you have to press and hold it. Right, no beeper. So, what is this? That's spin. Defaults to 1000, 7 minutes. So 1400 spin is only 10 minutes long. That's quite nice. How long's cotton? Oh, automatic, because like LG. So you can have 60, 90, cold, 20, 30, 40 and so on. Nice. What does speed up? So speed up must speed the cycle up. What's it got? How long's Eco 4060? Auto, both temperature and spin speed. I don't like that. I don't like that spin speed is auto as well. I probably won't use Eco 4060 much. Yeah, overall I'm pretty impressed. Look at that. The heat shield is fairly see-through, so lovely 10kg drum. I love that the spin brake's not active at all times like it is on LG. Brilliant. Now the only thing I'm not so keen on is look how easy it gets marked. Like I've had this, what, 20, it must be, I've had it 2 hours. I've been filming it for probably about 20 minutes. And it's already got marks on it. Oh well, it can wash off. Anyway, I want to see how quiet it is. They're going to start tumbling, or have I got a faulty machine? Hello. Oh, here we go. Instant reverse, nice. That's so quiet. But I can still hear the motor. That's nice, I like that. Oh, very slow acceleration. Bit like LG. Right, enough of that for now then. It doesn't really spin brake either. Okay, I'm liking this so far. So let's LG cancel. Turning the dial doesn't do anything. Do you turn it off? And then back on? Yeah, you do, okay. Right, well, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm going to run it through probably a rinse. And yeah, so see you in the next video.